Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shabri and I am Gomer. First off, let's just say it. My voice sounds a little off. I am congested. I have a cold. They say that kids don't share, but trust me, they share their germs and they share in abundance. It's just immunity building. That's what we'll call it, immunity building. That's our immunity building time of the year. What is today's topic about? Today's topic is about my head wraps. I think it's, oh, you guys see that? It's my tattoo. That's my wedding date with my last name, Quinones. We got married July 5th, 2014. So that's it. So that's it in Roman numerals. But yes, so today's video is about my head wrap. It's kind of strange for people to see me in my head wraps. It's very confusing because I usually, it depends on if I'm wrapping. If I wrap and I have it coming around like this, I'll always have a necklace on, because for some reason, because right now in the world that we live in, a lot of Christian women do not wear wraps, and the ones who do wear wraps are Muslim women. And so a lot of the times people assume that I'm Muslim. So I will wear my cross, and because you won't be able to see my tattoo. So my tattoo here, when I don't have my wrap down, you can see my tattoo and you know that it's Jesus. Jesus all day, you know? So when you can't see the Jesus, I will usually have a cross on, just because I want you to know who is my Lord and Savior, right? And so that's one thing about my wraps. So sometimes you'll see me wear them like this, and sometimes you'll see me wear them like this. But one of the biggest, or many different ways I wear them, like kind of wrapped like this around sometimes, some styles. But one of the biggest things about my head wrap, which why I get mistaken as Muslim, is because I cover all of my hair. Now, before, when I felt God calling me into head wraps, was during this period of time that God was just, I was heavily in worship. I was relying on God. It was literally the only thing I had. Over the summer, I was kind of at my bottom, right? Emotionally, mentally, everything. I was at my lowest point, and the only thing I had to cling on to was God. Building and tightening and my relationship and intimacy with God, he started to show me different things about so many lies that I had inside. One of those lies was that I needed to show the world how beautiful I was, right? Because I didn't really believe it and feel that in my heart. It came out in what does the world think is beautiful, whereas wearing revealing clothes and overly sexualizing myself, right? Being flirtatious and just things like that, just getting the attention of others. That was something that I really struggled with, and God was showing me, like, you need to, that's a lie, you need to uproot that. Like, you are beautiful, and you have my spirit in you, which attracts people, whether you walked around with a bag over your face or not. Like, my spirit, this my spirit living in you, that attracts people to you. It's not your outer appearance, right? And so that was kind of hard to, because my whole life I had, you know, I had assumed, or I had believed that if I made myself appealing on the outside, that people would love me or want me, right? And I don't know if any of you guys struggle with that, but that is my testimony, is that I had to make people want to be around me, because I didn't, because of my upbringing, and, you know, because of just the neglect and the absence and the abandonment that I experienced. I created this thought process of, I have to make people want me. And how do people want you? By your body, right? By the way you look, by the way you come off. That's how people are going to want you. And I was doing that subconsciously, right? I didn't realize that that's what I was doing, but God was showing me that that's what I was doing. So in that process, obviously I was on YouTube, right? Watching different videos and stuff. And I started seeing videos come up about head wraps. And I thought that was kind of strange because I've never searched. I've never been interested in covering up my hair. I loved my hair. That was like one of my identifiers. What is her hair going to look like today? If you walked in a room, you had no idea. You could not confidently say what my hair was going to look like, because that's how often I changed it and experimented and things like that. So I never had a thought process of changing my hair. But I had an experience where we were going to go swimming, and we needed a few items that we needed to pick up before we went swimming, or before we went to, whether it was the beach or the pool or whatnot. I don't really remember. And I had on a pair of jeans, and I believe I had like my bathing suit on, right? But I had like some jeans, and I had a cover up, like open, like see-through open, but I had my bathing suit top on, and my breast was out. And because I had, my top was revealing, right? It was a revealing bathing suit top. And so as I'm walking through Walmart, for the first time, I noticed people noticing my cleavage, and it made me feel uncomfortable. So I covered it up, and kind of after that, I stayed covered up for that day. Then after that, I said, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna start covering myself up more. And that was only a thought. I believe this was the Holy Spirit kind of leading me. So after that, I started noticing things show up on my phone about head wraps. And it was about, and the first time I saw it, I was like, So I Googled. If you watch any of my other videos, I like to do a lot of research and stuff. So I Googled Christian head wraps, because I previously had only associated head wraps with Muslim women. So I started Googling Christian head wraps, and I started getting some videos and things like that that showed, and the videos were like why I wrap as a Christian woman and stuff like that. And some of the videos were, they're Christian women who live in Muslim communities, and so just out of respect and things like that. But then some of them were just Christian women just saying like, I wrap out of a modesty. I choose to live a more modest lifestyle, so I cover my body. I wear I don't wear clothes that are overly revealing, and I wrap and I cover my hair up. And so I thought, okay, I prayed on it, and I asked God, are you calling me into a season of wrapping? And there was one word that I felt like he kept giving me, was biblical femininity. And that just kind of stuck with me. Like, what does it mean to be feminine in a biblical sense? Because everything I learned about being a woman, I learned from the world. I didn't learn it from my mother. I didn't learn it from the women in my life. I pretty much raised myself from the age of 11 years old. So everything I learned about what it meant to be a woman, I learned from the world. And I feel like God was saying, let me teach you. Let me show you what it means to be a woman. Let me show you how I see you, right? Because for every woman, your story is going to be different. Like, every person's story is different. So, but God was saying to me, let me show you how I see you. And so that's how it started. I was like, all right, I think God might be calling me to rap, so I'll get a rap, but I don't know when I'm going to start. I don't know if I'm going to rap completely. And 4th of July weekend, I decided to wear my wrap, and I loved it. When I put it on, it was like as if God was saying, this is how I see you. This is what you've always been to me. And I was completely covered. I had on a button-up shirt. There was a long sleeve button-up shirt and this wrap on, and I just felt so beautiful, completely concealed. It was just an amazing experience for me personally. And so then the next day that I wore my wrap, I wore a little bit of my hair out. Maybe I'll see if I can find those pictures and I'll insert them. But it was like a very tiny bit of my hair out. And so afterwards, I was talking to my husband, and I asked him, like, hey, what do you like? Do you like when I have it completely covered, or do you like to see a little bit of hair? And he said he loves that when it was completely covered. He really liked that. And so that's why I completely wrap. So I know a lot of Christian women that do wrap, they tend to leave their hair out, and that is kind of a identifier between Muslim and Christian women, I guess. But just my husband liked when it was completely covered, so that's why I choose it. So here are some of the reasons why I wrap. One is because I believe God just has me on this journey of biblical femininity where, you know, he's just showing me what it means to be a woman, and that does not include exposing and showing all my feminine attributes to the world. Two, it's a lordship, right? It's a constant reminder. When I have this wrap on my head, it is a constant reminder to me that I am under the lordship of Jesus Christ, right? That he is the head and not me. So the reason that I like wearing it is because it is a constant reminder to me that Jesus is Lord, right? And so I always am humbled. I'm always in check, right? I don't forget that this wrap is on my head, right? I don't forget. Oh, you see it? It's cute, right? Like little elephants on it, but I like the frills on it. But yeah, there's a reminder, a constant reminder to me that you are not in charge, Shabri, that you answer to a higher power, you answer to something bigger than you, and that this is not about you, right? That's the number one reason. A second reason is it honors my marriage, right? It honors my relationship with my husband, and it reminds me that I am also under the leadership of my husband as well, right? I am a woman who chooses to submit in my marriage. And so for some people that might sound crazy. I would never submit to a man, yada, 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 all that kind of stuff. But personally, for myself, I submit in my marriage. And so that reminds me that I'm under Christ and I am under my husband. And it's just something beautiful for me to remember. And there's tons of other reasons, but those are kind of the main reasons why I wrap. And I really enjoy it. And I don't just wrap, I wear modest clothing as well, in a sense of I don't show my skin off. I don't wear clothes that are tightly fitted so you can see the, you know, the structure of my body and all that kind of stuff. I do wear, so like if you see I have on quarter sleeves today. This is a blazer, but I have on a short sleeve shirt, and to me, I just don't want you looking at me like that. So I put the blazer on over it, and it looks beautiful. It looks nice. I love the way, you know, it looks. Maybe I'll insert some images of just the difference. I'm not going to show you before, but I'll show you the change, and you'll see some of the ways that I wrap and things like that after. So yeah, I feel like that was long to sum up to say I wear these wraps because I am under the lordship of Jesus Christ, and then the leadership of my husband. And if you have any questions, or if you're interested in wrapping or anything like that, please comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and email me at Am Gomer Ministries if you have any questions.